Hi, my name is Fani Wijaya. Here I will explain the meaning of function. Function properties. Number 1. Injective function. In mathematics, especially in calculus, the concept of injective function relates to the property of function that preserve uniqueness or non-repeatability. Injective functions are also known as one-to-one function. A function is said to be injective if two different elements of the original set A cannot be mapped to the same element in the codomain set B. In other words, each element in A has a different pre-image in B. Symbolically, the function B is injective if for every 9 equal 9 and 2 equal 2 in A. Injective function can be illustrated by the idea that no two different elements in A will appear in the same element in B. In other words, each element in A maps uniquely to an element in B. Simple example, this function is injective because which appears. Number 2. Surjective function. In mathematics, especially in calculus, the concept of surjective function is related to the mapping between sets. Surjective functions are also known as onto functions of functions that cover the entire codomain area. A function is said to be surjective if every element in the codomain set B has at least one pre-image reverse mapping in the original set A. In the other words, every element of B is covered by the function f, or there are no element in B which has no pre-image. Symbolically, the function B is surjective if for every y in B there is at least one x in A such that equal f x equal y. The surjective function can be illustrated with a picture. If we view a function as a mapping from one set to another, then the surjective function will map the entire set of its codomain. In other words, there are no left to first or element not covered. It is important to note that a function can be surjective without being injective. One-to-one function or bijective, a function that is both injective and surjective. If a function is surjective, it means that every element in B is reachable, but some element in A might map to the same element in B. Simple example, let this function is surjective because every y in R has a pre-image 2 equal to y. Hope the explanation helps. Function properties. Bijective functions are a type of mathematical function that has two important properties at once. Injective properties, one-to-one, and surjective properties conferring the entire codomain region. In other words, a function is said to be bijective if every element in the original set A maps uniquely to an element in the codomain set B, and every element in B is reached by at least one element in A. Formally, the function is said to be bijective if inject one-to-one for each. That is not two different elements in A map to the same element in B. Surjective, covering the entire codomain for every y in B there is at least one x in A such that. This means that all elements in B are covered by the phi function. Simple example, the identity function defined by bijective. This is bijective because every x has a unique mapping to every y in R can be reached by an x. Bijective functions have important properties because they guarantee that each element the codomain set has unique mapping and that there are no loss element when mapping in the context of function objectives is often thought of as a very strong relationship between the original set and the codomain.